Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me once again for another review. So we're just going to go ahead and get right on into this, okay? This book is called The House of Eve by Sadequa Johnson. I hope I pronounced that right. And here is what the cover looks like. Yes, that is a CD pack. And I will talk about that a little bit later. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. This book is about two women, primarily, that have worked hard to get to the level they find themselves at academically. They are smart, ambitious, and have a bright future ahead of them. They have found themselves continuing to fight for a level of respect and dignity from those around them. They have both felt the pain of lost love, and a child will change their future. So, this story gives us a glimpse into the lives of two women, Ruby and Eleanor. The story is set back in the 1940s, I think 1948 time period. And the lives of these women are on parallel roads that are about to collide. Okay. So let's start with Ruby. Ruby is a teenager from Philly who is smart with a bright future ahead of her. She is taking enrichment classes to hopefully win a scholarship. And Ruby has had a rough upbringing and encounters a few more hardships. You will get to know her relatives, Inez, Mimi, Fatty, and Lee. You will see how they impact Ruby's journey. Ruby comes from a lower income family and has to figure out how to improve her future and determines going to college is the way. However, Ruby finds herself pregnant by Shimmy. And Shimmy is a young Jewish man that has fallen for the African American Ruby. Shimmy is also going after a higher education so he can continue his family's legacy and is sent off to school. This relationship is not accepted in this time period, and Shimmy's mother is very against this situation and makes Ruby a proposition. Ruby is requested to go away to a home, have the baby, put the baby up for adoption, and end the relationship with Shimmy. And in return, she would be given a college education. Ruby accepts the offer. Then there is Eleanor from Washington. She is the other main woman of this story. Eleanor is an adult who attended Howard University working on obtaining an English major. Eleanor meets her future husband, William, while attending college. Eleanor comes from humble beginnings, and William comes from a wealthy family. Eleanor has insecurities about William's love for her due to him proposing after she announced she was pregnant, as well as his mother not being happy about this union. Eleanor doesn't fit the pedigree William's mother would have preferred his wife to have come from. And this causes some tension between Eleanor and William's family, specifically William's mother. And you will see how the actions of William and his family, specifically his mother, impact this story. And you may be surprised by it. I know I was. I was like, what? Like, seriously? We doing that? Seriously? So, Eleanor unfortunately has a miscarriage and is having difficulty conceiving and bringing the baby to term. Eleanor is forced to disclose information to William she otherwise would have taken to the grave, okay? And I'm gonna let you read the book to find out what that is. This prompts the couple to consider other options for having a child enter their lives, i.e., adoption. This is where the two females' lives kind of collide, okay? Eleanor and William solicit the services of a woman's home slash aka pregnancy home for unwed mothers. The story tells us about what Ruby and the other ladies go through while at this home for unwed mothers. It also takes us on the couple's journey to obtaining a child through this adoption process. Each woman has to come to grips with her reality in relation to being a mother of a child and the decisions made for that child's best interest. Will Ruby be able to adhere to the terms Shimmy's mother has laid out? Will the couple be able to get past their relationship issues and become parents? Well, you'll have to read the book to find out. The book does leave off with a cliffhanger, which I just felt like, oh, this is about to get real good. And then it was like, it's over. And so I was like, what? We went through all of that? And that is how you end the story? So I was not happy about how this ended. I was just like, what? Have you ever had that feeling of you get to the end of the book and it doesn't end how you would like it to end, and you just want to throw the book? I really just wanted to throw the book. Like, what? You left it like that? So I definitely would be interested in what happens next for these characters. Like, come on. I did do a quick Google search and did not see a sequel. So I don't know if one will be coming or not, but it did leave with a cliffhanger. So there is room for another book to occur. Just will it occur is the question at this point. We'll be patiently waiting to see if the author decides to continue with the next phase of these characters' lives or not, leaving us hanging like that. Ugh. So, obviously, I listened to the audio version of this book, which is CDs. Can you believe it? CDs. I was like, I had to pull out an old laptop. I had to use the CD player in my car, which I was talking to a friend and she was like, you have a CD player in your car? And I was like, yeah, apparently, yes, I have a CD player in my car. I guess these new cars must not be coming with CD players. Which, my car is not ancient, but it's obviously not the newest model. So, yes, I still had a CD player in my car. So, um, needless to say, it took me a minute to finish this book because I either had to be on my old laptop or in the car. And there are 9 CDs. I don't even know how many hours this book is. I just know it's 9 CDs. Sorry. The CDs went by like pretty fast, in my opinion. Yeah, my guesstimation is it's probably not over 9 hours. So the narrators are Ariel Blake and Nicole Lewis. They did a good job conveying the story. I did think in some parts the voice inflections could have been amped up a bit to give it a little bit more oomph for the story. According to Libby, this book is in the category of historical fiction and African American fiction. I will put it in the drama and possibly coming of age story as well because Ruby is a minor during this story. So that's where I'm getting the coming of age. I don't know if there are any discussion questions in the physical copy of the book. Some topics of discussion can be adoption and the way it was conducted during the time period of this book versus now. Do you think the changes have made it harder or easier for families to adopt children? You could discuss the hardships Ruby encountered in her youth regarding her family, specifically the incident with her mother and daddy. Now, what would you have done the same or different? A conversation on Inez and her commentary about dressing in costume to go into town. What do you think that means or implies about her? And once you read the story, you'll kind of know where these questions are coming from, okay? A conversation on how Shimi and his mother handled Ruby being pregnant. Do you agree? Disagree? A conversation on the importance of college education during this time frame, and is that still as important in terms of being able to succeed in life? Back in the day, it was like education is the only way that you're going to get anywhere in life. So is that still the case, or are there other avenues in which you can become a successful? And what does successful look like to you? A discussion on William and his mother's actions. What would you have done the same or different, and why? There is definitely a deeper dive that you could do with this book. I'm sure once you read it, you'll be able to come with some more discussion questions. But these are just a few, just to give you the tip of where you can go with the conversation. I enjoyed the storyline, the drama, the highs, the lows. I like the content of the story. Now, with the narrators, the one thing that I will say, and I don't know if it's just because it's CDs or what, but when listening to it, the names of some of the characters, I was like Fatty and it was one other one. I was like, what are they? What's their name? What'd she say? Like, it was just kind of, it wasn't as crisp. And so I had to kind of decipher the name of the character. It's like, Daddy, Betty, like, huh? So that's the only thing that I will say about the narration that kind of threw me off. So if I named the characters wrong, that's probably why, because I was like, I think that's what they said. And like I said, I don't know if it's just because I was listening to some CDs or if that's how it sounds on your iPad or whatever. Just FYI. I believe parts of the story are very relatable, informative, and definitely entertaining. I like the pace of the story and the narration. And so that is why I gave this book a 9 out of 10. I did enjoy it. It did give me some moments. It did give me some moments. It did give me some, oh no, you did moments. So there's a little bit of everything in there. And so if you haven't read the book, go get it, read it, and then tell me what you think. If you have already read the book, tell me your thoughts. I want to know what you think about this book as well. So go ahead and click that like and share. Go ahead and make comments. And that's it for this round. So as always, until next time, keep turning the pages, my book lovers.